we like to end up the interviews are our popcorn questions. Now, these are just 5 questions that, can be a little dicey, can be a little fun, can be a little poppy, I guess you could say. It's in the name. It's in the name. Well, the first one is, I feel like this is a little basic, but it's one of those that I feel like we always get a good story out of. What was the funniest moment or most memorable moment on set of The Way Back?
Oh my God. What was the funniest moment for me this year? I think it would have just been overall working with Evan. I don't know if you guys have
Hmm.
had, like you said, you hadn't yet, but you've got to get Evan Williams on the show. The kid is brilliant. And also, whoops, I moved the program, very existential, deep thinking, like highly heart-centered, passionate human being. So, of course, when you get two sort of similar-minded in terms of just like self-expression, energy in the same place, you end up with a storm of giggles. And
Hmm.
so, Marnie, who plays one of the moms, we had this scene. We're walking through the yard, and Evan's ahead of us. And for whatever reason, Evan makes me aware that he's like, "You guys aren't on camera. You can do whatever you want." So we have this. So Marnie's supposed to be doing this like ghost thing, whatever, like this ghost story thing. And we're in the background, and I'm telling Marnie, I'm like, Marnie, no, they want us to like get down. So we're all like getting down. I'm like, now stand up. But she's leading this, so this is going on in the background, and then finally, Shamim Sharma, she calls cut. And she's like, Evan, Kyle, that was brilliant. Marnie, what the fuck was that? Like, 'cause we were basically, yeah, it was ridiculous. It all got explained. We died laughing. It was fun. It was fun getting another castmate in trouble without them realizing I was the culprit.
Yeah.
There's got to be shenanigans for me. There's always, as long as it's done in a timely manner, shenanigans.
For sure,
yes.
for sure. All right, this next one, I'm dying because you are at that age now where you can go back, but then you're also kind of like current generation, and so this one's going to be interesting.
Buy a thread.
Yeah, no, come on, man, you're good, you're good. If you could live in any television show or film, which one would it be and why?
Dude, but aren't we all ready?
That's fair.
Yes.
Dude, any sci-fi. I would love to be. I'm very attracted to sci-fi. It is one of my favorite genres. So if it was a TV show, I think it would definitely be sci-fi. And I think, God, who had the most fun like realms and different activities? Could it be animated?
Sure.
Can
Sure.
be animated.
Oh, is it Farscape? Is that the name of it?
Yes.
It's the one
I
Yeah.
think that sounds familiar. Yep.
Yeah, dude, because I thought that was amazing. They had the hyperdrive for light speed, but then they had drop drive to go transdimensionally. I was like, yes,
Yes. That would be
There's so
conceptual
much.
didn't have my attention. So that's the show.
There you go.
I'm
Right
an
there.
animated voice in 2D reality. That's where I ended
Nice.
up.
Oh, I
There we
love
go.
that. Animated voice in 2D reality. I love that, man.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, you've worked with so many amazing people so far, but there's got to be that one person. Who would be that one person that you still want to work with in your career?
That I haven't already worked with.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a huge, wide list. I would love to work with Matthew McConaughey because I think he's one of the most talented people. I think the way that he's lived his life outside of work fascinates me.
Mm.
And more than anything, I think that I would drive him fucking nuts. And I would start mimicking him. Like I wouldn't be able to
Right.
help it. It would just it'd start gradual, and then it would just come in. And by the time we were at work, he'd be all mad, veins popping out, and he's like, "I've had enough. I've had enough of you. Yeah, right now."
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, no, yeah. That
So yeah, and then I would have this story for the next time I do the podcast about how I got fired from set after losing recording goal, Matthew McConaughey, and
Sure.
why.
Sure.
love that.
No, that's a great answer. Oh my gosh. All right, now we're gonna get deep. We're gonna do the Barbara Walters moment. All right. If you could go back and tell your 10-year-old self something, what would it be?
Also, oh shit. I mean, being 37 now, I would be like, this makes no sense, but I need you to go tell Dad right now. Like, yeah, Microsoft, Apple, like the usual suspects. When to pull out of that. No, I joke. I wouldn't. That's such a tricky thing, man. I don't know, because you know what? I'd tell him to just trust that things get better. That's it. It would just be that simple. Say things
There you go.
better. It's okay.
Mm.
That's it. Yeah.
I love
Keep it-
that though.
Keep it hopeful. let him still make the mistakes he needs to. Yeah.
That's it.
And maybe a Microsoft Apple.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
nothing wrong with
you
that
just
either.
wanna-
Just to skew the scales a little bit.
I love that answer though, because and almost everybody who we've presented that question to is very similar in that nature. It's about, if I could go back and tell them this, I would give them some advice, but I also wouldn't change anything because the things that they go through or the mistakes that they make or the hard is why they are who they are today. So let's not mess that up, right? And so it's always interesting to hear the answers like that. I love that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, I would go back and tell myself a few years ago to invest in GameStop for that 2 seconds and then cash out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so funny. It's so funny. And the fifth and final one. I feel like we already know the answer because we can already tell your vibe from this whole conversation. But are you happy with your career so far?
Dude, it's such a fluctuative thing, right? It's for me, it's like, am I happy with my life? Um, Flux and flow.
Yeah.
Like there are, I don't know what it's like for everybody else, but there are some days you wake out of bed and you don't know who the fuck you are, why you're doing this. Every bit of direction you've ever headed towards no longer seems relevant or makes any sense.
Yep.
And then a few hours later, even you're looking at a flower and suddenly your head's working on a new script, one that you're not even going to write, but you're just standing there playing with it for a little while. And then maybe one of the days, for me, I think the luckiest thing is when I get to work. If it was up to me, I'd be working. All my free time would go to work, being on set. That's where I'm even the healthiest because that's where the most direction is just offered. So, am I happy with my career? Yes, I am because I think that as far as being a little Canadian kid in a small Canadian pond, I think I've been very fortunate and done very well. And I don't think a lot of my peers have necessarily had the luck to both have been part of a project for like 17 years and now going into a third season on another show. Like that's pretty damn lucky.